Yeah, dude, there she is. Wow.
Yeah, crazy.
That is so wild to actually look at with your own eyes. It's the kind of thing where it's like pictures really just don't do it justice at all.
So excited.
My name is Ronnie Forslund. I'm an expedition filmmaker, and I just love climbing mountains, seeing places that people don't usually get the privilege to see. I've been to Peru, I've been to Ecuador, basically like almost every part of the Andes except for the Chilean.
And my name is Santiago Cifuentes. I'm a Chilean photographer. I've been climbing high altitude mountains for the past 4 years. Being able to create art in such a vast, dangerous, and also exciting environment was paradise for me.
That's kind of how this whole trip came together. I messaged Santiago, and funny enough, at the same time, Ethan reached out to me.
My name is Ethan Glanger, and I'm an outdoor filmmaker and photographer. I picked up a camera when I was 13, and since then, I found myself in quite an assortment of environments. Chile is one of those places I've been itching to see for some time now. With this idea in mind, I call Ronnie, and I'm like, hey, how cool would it be to just go out and do something?
And so it was in that moment that we had a team now.
We had one goal, Cerro Marmolejo, the southernmost 6,000 meter peak on Earth. But before going for it, we needed to climb El Plomo to acclimatize and see if the team was truly ready.
I was really just aiming for a small little mountain trip, but I just got invited on an expedition bigger than I've ever been on in my life. And I just told myself, I was like, hey, this is the world giving you an opportunity that you're probably not going to get in a really long time.
Just stepping outside of the airport immediately, the city of Santiago was just fantastic.
I realized, I was like, whoa, these mountains are big. These are no joke. These mountains were towering in the horizon.
After their arrival, we had 1 day to rest, and then it was straight to the mountains.
I feel like the journey for Plomo, the actual journey for Plomo starts a little bit before the mountain even. Just the drive up to the mountain was the windiest road I've ever been on in my life. And we're in the back of a 12-person van. Getting out of that van was, okay, here we go. This is the start.
As you get higher, the mountains open up and more views come in. It's pretty magical.
We're just 10 steps in and it's already looking legit. There she is. Wow.
Yeah, crazy.
That is so wild to actually look at with your own eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, that right peak though, is that the summit?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, the one with the snow?
Yep.
Yeah.
The thought of knowing the exertion that we're gonna have to put in for this expedition is exciting, but also really intimidating.
This is like the last push, like steep push.
I don't know how many more I can handle.
Day one, buddy.
Day one.
Day one, buddy.
Getting to base camp, you know, the clouds are just sweeping by. There's a couple tents and a dome tent, and not a single other soul. We knew that the elevation jump coming from the city to base camp was going to be intense, and it hit Ethan the hardest for sure.
On the way up, and then when we got here, I thought I was just tired, but then I got nauseous, super nauseous, and my headache was bad.
All signs of acute mountain sickness. You don't know when it's going to hit you. You don't know how bad. You also don't know how much you can push yourself through it.
He was just like laying on the dome with his like arms crossed and his head like down. Like that really scared like all of us because like it's just the first day of the expedition.
And yeah, it's not a good feeling. I feel like you want to like throw up, and your head's hurting too, and you're cold because you're in the fucking Andes.
My miserable night kind of came to an end. I felt like I only got a couple minutes of sleep the night before. I was feeling so much better than that last day.
Show the view that you have on your side. We got Plomo on this side, and what do we have out your window?
Out here is Marmolejo, way off in the distance.
Second day is just rest day, just to acclimatize. And we went to La Olla, which is on the same route to Plomo summit. It's just so your body like can adapt better to such altitude.
I had maybe 5 weeks total before we left for this trip. You already have far less time than you should have trained for something like this. Got our first taste of what the summit push was going to look like, because that whole first little section we are going to be doing fully in the dark, along with the ridge above that.
That wind is the only thing that's making noise. You know, we're on a mountain that feels alive. Us three climbing together alone really goes to show the trust that we have for each other, especially Santiago. He cares so much for us, and just really all the good makings of a guide.
That's intense. The schedule changed. We have to leave like 30 minutes earlier because like the forecast changed a bit and the clouds are coming in really sooner than we expected. Go to sleep early and try to get as much rest as we can. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Let's do this thing.
Hey.
Come on.
Summit tomorrow, baby.
we had to go early because the conditions didn't look well in the forecast. And once we started climbing, like we could see like on the horizon, like the storm just with lightning bolts and stuff like that. So yeah, let's just like put the foot to the metal just to get faster and kind of rush it so we don't get the storm while we're at the summit. So yeah, just keep going, wait for that sunrise to hit and get that second breath going in.
If we can't make it up Plomo, it's going to greatly inhibit our chances of doing Marmolejo. So there's a lot of pressure.
It was a fight against time and a fight against weather, so we had to like just push fast.
Ethan's killing it.
Yeah, totally, dude.
After getting a little sick, pushing through the pain.
It's just reborn, like.
Yeah. I'm numb as fuck right now. I can't feel my tongue. Just after we left the refuge, we noticed that the clouds that we were concerned about were much further than we thought, and they were also dissipating, which brought up so much confidence in the whole crew.
I never seen it like this before. Like with the clouds and everything. This looks like a painting or something. From now on, it's just a mental game. We have to cross through like a snow patch in between glaciers at the Pirca del Inca. We have the energy, but now it's a head game.
At this point, each step is just a new record for Ethan.
We just had to do like the last push to carry on to the summit. JC Gobiay, ya estamos en la cumbre.
Definitely a dream come true. Couldn't have asked for a better summit.
We were pretty much the last persons to summit Cerro El Plomo in 2024. So for me, it was like really special.
We all kind of just realized that we're climbing one of the most beautiful mountain ranges on the planet. And we're getting to experience that just us three on the mountain with no one else there with us.
I mean, how often do you get to celebrate New Year's at base camp of a high altitude mountain in the middle of the Central Andes?
Dude, look at that mountain we just climbed.
What a beast.
We did it like nothing.
Kind of nothing. We did it though, nonetheless. Last night at base camp in Plomo.
Last night of 2024.
Last night 2024, and this is our final view. This is our view. This is what the world gave us for tonight.
Yeah, thank God.
Okay. We're 4 minutes out from 2025. Base camp at 13,000 feet. Well, Plomo.
Dude, you gotta try this. Alright.
Ain't this crazy?
We were just up there.
Congrats. You're amazing, bro. Congrats, Ronnie.
Thanks, brother.
First step, baby.
Let's go.
After summiting Cerro El Plomo, we had 2 days to rest and recover. Those days felt like the calm before something heavier. And this time, we weren't heading in alone. James and Kisco joined us for the Marmolejo expedition, adding experience, energy, and a whole new rhythm to the team.
Plomo, you were around civilization the entire drive. There's always like a building around or a house and other cars and other people. But with Marmolejo, after an hour and a half of driving, we were kind of just in the middle of the mountains there. We were really kind of realizing that we're going deep into the Andes right now.
The starting point of our trek just to base camp was at 7,000 feet. You know, we have 13,000 feet of climbing.
We just had mules for the first and the last day, so after that we just had to carry everything by ourselves. I've been on long day expeditions, but nothing like this. It's just a different challenge, like, all around.
Our first objective on the trek to base camp was we had to cross this massive river.
Se juntan los dos ríos, ¿cachai?
Going from green pastures to just rocky glacial moraine land is such a rapid change.
It wasn't just green pastures anymore. It was bare gray rock just everywhere, and everything became a little bit gnarlier once we entered.
Heading up there, it seemed like so far away, no matter how many hours passed. We basically had to ascend onto this higher plateau in the valley, almost maybe a couple miles left to go to base camp. And just the valley opened up.
It's 5-star luxury hotel, man. Yes.
Why aren't our tents set up already, guys?
Once we got to this base camp, it was sick. It was so stunning. It was beautiful. We were right in the middle of these crazy tall, just like sheer drop cliffs on all sides of us, and all of us were pretty blown away by it.
I've heard stories about Cerro Marmolejo, and people just joke to me, like, call him muy muy lejos, which means far far away. This is like the type of mountain you just take a step and just like look down and don't think about like what's to come. As soon as we got to base camp at 3,500 meters, we just saw what they call the death grunt. Super steep and like super intimidating. They say that's the hardest part of the whole route, like in Marmolejo, on the second day.
On top of that, this is the first time in the entire trip we actually had to put our full packs on our back.
Oh! Oh! No!
Started to head out from base camp to make our way up the death grunts.
So the death grunt was the crux of the route. And the reason why it's the crux of the route is because it was about 2,500 feet of elevation gain, but the entire way up was an even 45 degrees.
So we actually decided to go up the snow couloir to the right because there is still some remaining snow after the heavy winter. So we took advantage of that. You're moving from mixed rock to, penitentes, and it was just really taxing your body because each step was different in height. There was no consistency.
At that point, although it wasn't technical, the weight of the bag started showing. We were all taking the same last little route through this rock path up right onto the ridge.
I'm going out last and we're finishing this death grunt, and we were like super happy that it was like almost over.
And before I knew it, I hear the rock crumble.
Me and James looked at each other, hearts dropped.
The boulder that all of us climbed onto had broken, and he started sliding down the ridge with the rock fall.
A fall there, a slip, for sure, potentially be fatal.
Just take your time, bro. Just take your time. We're right at the top. No need to rush it.
The whole snow patch was like a slide to death, you know? Yeah, it was a pretty close one. Like the rock that I just like walked in, just like collapsed underneath me. And I started like sliding down. And also like bigger rock falling like on top of me. So it was just like there.
See that?
Pero
está profundo, no está.
No, profundo, es pierna.
Some battle wounds.
Barely made it out of the death grunt unscathed.
Yeah, unscathed. Yeah. And after that death run, we had like maybe 100 meters to base camp. As soon as we got there, like snow just started falling down.
About 3,500 feet of elevation gain a day. And yeah, just Marmolejo's gigantic glacier just falling off the mountain right now. It's incredible. So, gonna try and set up camp in this little snowstorm, but I don't think anything will accumulate, so.
Pretty grateful to be here, you know? Like, super blessed.
Sleeping was just going to get more difficult as we went up, so getting as much sleep as possible the lower we were was essential to everyone.
Today is our third day of expedition, and we are going up to our high camp.
It was just bright bluebird day. And way off in the distance, you can see just the Andes opened up. And that was like the turn of the tide for sure, because we have good weather now.
This day was nowhere near as grueling as the day prior. We wanted it to be in as good of condition as possible for our summit push, which is just the day after.
We're about to do the last steep climb towards the Camp 2. And after that, we just get to camp, set up everything, and get some sleep for tomorrow's summit push.
We're at just above 16,000 feet. And we got a great view of our summit push for tomorrow, which is that big old glacier right there that we're gonna do in the dark. So excited. It's still gonna be extremely difficult. We're starting in the dark. Pretty steep uphill ascent to get to the summit. I'm excited, but I'm definitely got some nerves going. It's the southernmost 6,000 meter peak in the world, and 20,000 feet here feels a whole lot different than 20,000 feet, near the equator. Because it's so far down south, there's just like lower atmospheric pressure, and so the mountain actually feels a whole lot higher than it is.
When we woke up the next morning, as soon as we opened that tent door, the wind was almost stagnant. It was silent.
We were predicted to be climbing for about 9.5 hours. You just think like, oh, it can't take that time. Like, it's 4,000 feet, but 4,000 feet to a 20,000 foot summit.
We've all seen how quick weather can change on this mountain. We don't want to just see this good weather window and just like lollygag through the morning and then just get screwed over later.
You could feel really small up there because there's nothing but you.
It looked like an entirely different planet. There's all these ice spikes just jutting out of the glacier, seracs, mini crevasses. I mean, it was one of the most interesting glaciers I've ever climbed on.
Yeah, buddy. It's good stuff.
The whole group made it up the first bit of the glacier pretty quickly. We were all making great time. Everybody felt good. Wind was still down.
We just crossed the first glacier and we're gonna get into the second glacier right now.
One special thing about mountains is that it really takes out like the truest form of you, and everything's just reduced to survival.
This is the first time I got a little worried of not making it to the summit.
It was at this point everyone was starting to suffer. When you're in altitude, you don't know how much you can push yourself and how much you should push yourself. And that's a fine line that you have to walk.
That moment to me really tested my mental strength more than anything else on this trip.
We're all on the same level here. Is that the summit is the way back home?
I think it was just a combination of looking back at and how I really didn't see it as a possibility to make it to the end of this.
Altitude is definitely getting to me a little bit. There's a lot of factors that are just making it so hard to get to the top.
My head kind of hurts. But we're not stopping.
Everybody says that these expeditions are life-changing, and that could not be more true. When each of us made it, we all came in like it was a runway, and it was just the most euphoric moment ever.
I never really get emotional about things, especially things I'm stoked about, and I didn't let anybody see, but a couple tears definitely came out below my goggles.
Summit of the southernmost 20,000 foot peak in the world. That's pretty special. And I did it with some of my best friends.
Getting to know Ethan and Ronnie better in each climb, and it's just a cool experience all around, and I'm super grateful that it went the way it did.
Everything went so smoothly. It was actually shocking. But it wasn't without its struggles. You know, the pain of climbing to a 20,000 foot summit.
Dude, that is such crazy light right now. Oh my god. That was the longest glacier ever, dude. Holy cow. Thank you, dude. Come on, guys, just kept going and going and going. That's the only way. Yeah. 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 Woo! Oh! Yeah! Continue! Rad. Congratulations, man. All safe.
Yes, I that. Lightning, bro.
Finito.
Finito.
Do you guys actually think this is a stupid idea?
I think it's goofy, but I think it's strategy. Get it, boys.
We can do this. Come on.
Santiago's about to cross this massive glacier. Super dangerous. We're engaging all of our techniques of mountaineering.
Bathroom ever. Bro's going to Andy's bathroom. The best bathroom ever. Just go up. Help me. You're good, you're good.
Mi nombre es James Chile.